We're recording.
Video?
Yeah, that type of touch too. Alright guys, we're back. You see me? This is the Sad Individuals podcast, you know what I'm saying?
Live.
This is
Live.
Ikem Smith, aka Mikey Tumbleweed, aka Ikem Smith. Cause that's on, you see me? Anyway, but we're here with Matthew McCarthy, we have Ty Francis, and we have the beautiful Kay Levine. How you doing, Kay?
Yeah, Kay.
Yeah, and today what we talk, enough things, we haven't done this in a while, so enough things we are talking about zine. We're going to touch upon the homophobia zine. We're touch upon the Snoop Lion video zine. And we're touch upon Sorrel in September. Sorrel in September, you know what I'm saying? So boom, what I say now?
Yo, first and foremost, you know, everybody just head over to YouTube real quick and type in Kingston Be Wise and look up that video and watch it. Cool, continue.
Alright, cool. Alright, big up on yourself. Alright, cool. So yeah, a big things enough things go on since we do this. We do this podcast last night. A big things go on in Jamaica, you see me? And in the world too. You know what I'm saying?
We can start off with what has happened recently in Jamaica with this UTech situation.
Yeah, that thing will go on. What
this video. For those of you who don't know, it's a video that came out recently of a couple of security guards beating a homosexual male in I guess a security post.
Alleged homosexuals.
Apparently, the story was that he was found in an uncompromising position with another male, and one of the males, the faster male, was able to run off, and he was left there. And so they carried him to the security post to keep him safe because an angry mob apparently gathered outside to beat him. And essentially, while he was in the security post, the security guards took it upon themselves to beat him up.
Yeah.
No, I don't know, man.
Yeah, I mean, alright, where we start with this? One?
Yeah, well, for start at, honestly, we'll start with the obvious. Like, I mean, where do we stand on that one? Like, as in, I mean, how far is too far? I mean, we need to talk about...
Alright.
We need to talk about the entire idea of, like, him being caught versus a heterosexual person being caught. Why is it any different?
Let's look at this. First and foremost, I would have to say, that violence against anybody, you know what I'm saying, for any life choice that they make is not a thing. I don't care what you do, you see me? All when I hear like Jamaicans have this mob mentality. Like I keep hearing stories where something happen and a group of people just run down Smaddy and just beat them.
Yeah, it's a general thing because it happens with thieves, something with rape, it's something with anyone, like it's
accidental car crashes.
Accidental car crashes.
That story that I heard.
But if you like when you talk about mob mentality, trust me, you're gonna find yourself like even talking about Jamaican people's frustration with our court system. Like we feel like nothing going to happen if them go to court, so we're just going to take it upon ourselves to lay down the law, so to speak.
But we don't want to stray too far from the point.
Oh no, that's
that's a good point. But
I'm not saying we have a conversation about it. I'm just saying that is sort of one of the underlying bases for the mob mentality.
That and people just want a reason to beat someone. People like to vent.
You know? I guess.
I mean, I think it is a whole heap of things. Because first and foremost, one thing that I really look at with this whole situation is that we in Jamaica, a lot of people don't know, because a lot of people look at the negatives only. We in Jamaica have a very strong community. Like in different areas, like people have this very strong thing about community and like togetherness. So let's not let this whole thing overshadow the fact that we're still one of those nations that people know Mash Joe around the corner and very praise them.
It's a very small country.
Yeah, and you hear these stories coming out sometimes about, there's a rapist that come in the area and rape a little girl, and sometimes allegedly, sometimes not even confirmed, and like people in the community like basically borrow down and kill the person. Like for me, I guess there's a certain amount of paranoia in Jamaica because as Kay was saying before, so I think the point is good. sometimes we feel like the court system probably not will come out of it.
Yeah, but
even outside, we have this mentality in Jamaica where, you know, no matter what, you're not informed. You get me?
but this situation kind of different still, because I mean, it's not even like a situation where these people are criminals. You know what I'm saying?
No, I know that, but as in, I think people need to understand where this whole the mob mentality thing coming from, because it then comes down to a point of how we view certain unwritten laws in Jamaica. Then you get me? Like there's a mob mentality that it's an unorthodox thing that is put out there for people to kind of deal with their own level of justice, right? We would deal with same way how you deal with a thief, would beat them up and potentially kill them, is the same way we deal with a homosexual in Jamaica. That's the point I'm trying to make. Like, people.
Yeah, but you see, that's the point. That's the problem I'm saying. You're comparing a thief with a homosexual.
What happened?
And that's, I mean, that's not a right. That's not a justified thing at all. You know what I'm saying? You can't say.
I'm explaining to people that it happened. You get me? Like, as in, that in Jamaica, I'm explaining that level there's nothing.
Yeah,
like
but I mean, it's just when you say it like that, it kind of sounds like a justification that, alright, the same way you deal with this set of people, you deal with this set of people.
No, I'm not trying to say that. I'm not trying to say that. What I'm saying is that it's an unfortunate aspect of our culture. Alright? I'm not saying that I agree with it. It's an unfortunate part of our culture, and I'm trying to explain and outline in some of the ways that it takes place in Jamaica. Okay. And the level of it. Because remember, there's some people who are going to probably be outside of Jamaica who are going to understand why this is so. You get me? Or how this is so. They're going to want to think.
Just judge everybody based on...
Yeah. That's why people need to understand that, unfortunately...
Wait, you break up, Matthew.
Hello?
Yeah, unfortunately
in Jamaica, homosexuality has been put on the same level as pedophilia, because some people will directly link homosexuality to pedophilia. It's being linked directly to people who are rapists. It's being linked directly to who are thieves. Like homosexuality is on that same level in Jamaica. So you get same type of unwritten in Jamaica. And I'm not saying that is right. I'm just saying that it happens. So
yeah.
Realistically, I guess for me, when I saw the whole thing, first and foremost, in Jamaica, honestly, when you hear about these things about homosexual being beaten up, stuff that you don't like, but you know it some happens, you get me? And like when I heard of the situation, I was like, geez, I'm crying. I can't believe, like, at a school, at you get me? Like,
no,
you too.
Sorry, something like this was going to happen.
It happened to you before, Dylan, and I've actually like seen that one. And the same thing, like, they had security guards running down two gay guys from the ring road and then corner them up at Taylor Hall. And it was just so spectacle. And first, like, I didn't even know what to do because I couldn't believe I was witnessing it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you want to stop it, but you know if you stop it, you're going to get kept with that as well. And it was just so unbelievable. There was so much hatred, but it's these guys that were doing something that didn't involve anybody else that was there. And that's really that catch me, because it's too consensual adults. And I mean, just the level of hate that was spewing these people and trying to think that you take, it's incomprehensible to me. Like, I just don't get it. I really don't get it. I really don't understand it. And like, I know you can view it as like a culture thing, but I think there's culture and then there's just humanity. You know what I mean? What some people, that's what I see it as. Like, people just not seeing it as humanity. But at the same time, like Matthew was saying, that you live in a culture, and even though it's not right, you know what I mean, you kind of understand certain aspects of that thing. Yeah. I think it would be a little bit tricky and a little bit foolish. Again, even though you're not supposed to be judging that and beating up homosexuals, but two gay guys are doing the act in public. And even if it's a bathroom, and even if it's a stall lock up, anybody coming in can still see two like male feet or whatever, one stand up on whatever. Point is, you're going to see two guys in a stall. You know what I mean? In Jamaica. So that's like a little bit tricky. tricky at the same time. You know what I mean? That's
What do you mean tricky?
the other flip side of the coin. No, tricky in terms of like when you think about it, like it's wrong for us to be beating up homosexuals, and I know that at no point in time we should be saying, oh, these guys shouldn't even be thinking about doing this act in public, because if they want to do it in a bathroom stall, they want to do it in a bathroom stall. But I'm saying, why would you, as an individual homosexual person, go ahead and do something like that in a public bathroom?
Well,
you know?
I mean, the video that this I don't know if you guys know More Talk JA, Carla Moore.
Yeah.
Like she put up a video and she's saying, I mean, we're talking about homosexuals as if they're not people like us. They have urges just like us, and I mean, yo, if you dead, you see me, and you have a girl and you know where to go, then yeah, certain places stuff just happen, you see me.
I think like sexual acts anyway, like you can't control it. Like even like I get her point, but heterosexual or not, you mean to tell me that you're so indisciplined, gay or straight, that you have to be like it's up in some.
It's not indiscipline. It's not indiscipline really. You can't say it's indiscipline. I mean, look at it, Zine. I'm sure we've all, you see me, been in a situation like that, and you don't have anywhere to go, and you just find a place that seems discreet or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, you can't really. I mean, I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying, but at the same time, and then worse, she was bringing up the point that, and if you're in a place where you see me, there is no safe place really. You see me?
So you can't go your home.
Because you can't go your home and you can't whatever, and I just school the thing there. You see me? Then where else?
As in, alright, I get that point. Alright, here's the thing now. As Kay said before, it's tricky because, as I said, me personally still, when the point came up, when I saw the video and everything, and I made it out, I was like, alright. Truthfully, still, if me and a girl are going to a bathroom and we get caught, the security should take us out and put us in the guard post and say, no, sorry, calling the police.
No, hold on.
This is an illegal act. And
but that's the thing, dog. As in,
hello?
That's the thing. No, that don't make any sense. As in.
Why does that make any sense?
No, as in, think about it, Zine.
No, hold on.
No, wait. I just looking at the perspective of a typical Jamaican looking at the situation, Zine. A typical Jamaican, Zine, security guard or not. If you catch two people in a bathroom, if you catch a boy and a girl in a bathroom, you see me? You just gonna be like, oh, sorry, and then you just gonna excuse.
No,
that's not necessarily. That's not necessarily true.
Unless you're not supposed in a school bathroom.
You want to know why he came? If a security on duty, if a security guard is on duty, came right, and him walk past and see that Z, and him go say, right, because hold on,
sex we're talking about, you know. This is just some sort of, because it wasn't sex that was going on.
You don't know that.
I mean, as far as the evidence is, you see me, probably some sort of compromising position.
Right, and
but
that's what I'm saying to you.
But if a security guard walk in a bathroom, you see me, and just by chance, you see me, you and a girl lock off in a corner and whatever. Him a go say, whoop, no, and carry you out to the guard post.
No, hold
on. Okay, give me a second. It can never really finish my point, you know, because hold on now, Ikem. Pre this now, right?
Yeah.
A security guard is not stupid, right? Him have a job and I'm supposed to do him job. Zine, if him walk past a bathroom where something going on, you see me? And him not say a word because Jamaica do still and them have them fun, right? And him go walk past all. Hold on, man. Let me finish. Hold on, no? Right? Him go walk past the situation. I'm probably going to say, oh, alright, sorry, you know, and leave and thing and make it go on. You see me, I say? And then, let's say, probably him boss or something go past and say that I go on. And no, say, he was probably in some way able to to see what was going on and know it, you see me? I'm going to lose him work, mate, and there's some security guards who pray that, mate, they would think I and say, no, honestly, still, them can't allow that for going, you see me? So them would have most likely break it on and be like, no, here man say, no, can't go on from the school come.
Breaking it up is one thing, you know, dog. Breaking it up is one thing, but you're talking about bringing them out to the guard posts and stuff like that. That's what I'm saying, that...
No, you cannot talk Ikem until you let me finish making this point, see? Because it's a very complex point, you see me? Because realistically, right, I've been in a situation, right, at Edna Manley College, right, where I've seen two individuals, and I'm not going to say they're having, like, you see me? Probably it's a compromising position. I went to the bathroom, and this is a bathroom a lot of people go to, right? And I knew what was going on inside. And because I could smell it in the air, you see me? And you get me, I say, so like, I was and then cool. And it's the next day I hear, say, boy, yo, I say the two of them get caught in the bathroom, you get me? And to what was going on, it really seemed like it was like full on sexual and all that, but then it ends off, you see me? They took these two individuals and carried them to like the administration that write a report of what happened, you see me? And one of them that didn't attend the school was banned from coming out to the school compound, and because realistically, the place learning and them don't want to go in on them school. You get me? No sex and rape, right? So I'm talking about the school itself right now, because I'm talking about probably a public bathroom at mothers or what have you, because then that's a different setting. At the school have them rules, you get me? Now, if it was a heterosexual thing going on, see, then would have pulled you out of the school for stop or what have you. You see me I say? There's a heterosexual thing going on. It could be the case, and I'm not saying right? It could be the case that the security could take you out and carry in front of the administration for your actions, right? Now, the homosexual couple, on the other hand, no, right, goes into the bathroom and does the same thing, right? It could be sex, it could just be a compromising position, right? Now, in my opinion, I don't think, and this is just in my opinion, right? I think that same hand.
Wait, hold on, yeah, break up.
The heterosexual.
Yeah, break up, Matthew.
You hear me now?
Yeah.
I think that the same hand or the same deck of cards that is dealt to the heterosexual couple should be dealt to the homosexual couple.
Okay. But, alright.
Simply.
Alright, hold on, Matthew, because I probably am not understanding exactly what you're saying, Zine. Because from what I saw in the video, alright, it didn't look like, oh, come follow me, let's go to the admin to write a report. They were hauling this guy by his shirt, Zine.
No,
there's a bunch of them, like...
Understand everything you realize that though.
Huh?
You understand everything I'm saying though, you realize that?
No, I'm not misunderstanding everything you're saying. You're saying that the same thing should be dealt to whatever, but if we're looking at what actually happened, Zine, we can't say that was just protocol, you see me? That looked like way past protocol to me.
Ikem, first and foremost, stating the point that I said, I don't agree with what they did, right? And then I was...
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it sounded like you were making a comparison between what happened.
That when you take a heterosexual couple and carry them in front of the admin book, that can happen. That is the furthest it will go. No one is going to beat you up for having heterosexual relations in a bathroom in Jamaica.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying.
Saying the same hand dealt with the heterosexual couple, dog, if they were going to take, because there are some people who are arguing that why would they stop them from doing them things in the bathroom? Why? Because they're gay couple. And I'm like, no, the same hand could be dealt to a heterosexual couple, and the same hand dealt to the heterosexual couple should have been dealt to the homosexual couple. They should not take them in there. You should take them in there, you get me, and call up the administration, whoever, and have them sort it out. You see me? That is what I'm trying to say. The same hand the heterosexual couple should be dealt to the homosexual couple. There are people who are saying that the only reason why them take them out to the bathroom is because they're a homosexual couple. And I'm like, honestly, still in the situation, probably that was the case. But realistically, still, a heterosexual couple could have been taken out to the bathroom too. We're making it seem like in Jamaica would have met that slide. No, so I'm scared I wouldn't make that slide either. Not even the heterosexual relations. Right? Because some parents can take them in front of the ad board too.
Alright, I get you.
Right, and definitely what happened in that video was not protocol, right? Now, I there's somebody that work or by my house and thing, and like basically him and this other person like was having a discussion, and them was saying that, well, honestly, I applaud the security guards, because I mean, even though them get fired, them will probably get even a better work after this, because whoever hired them after this will probably hear say them was the man them when they beat up the gay person. So you know, them commend them, so them probably got all a better work, because them know say, yo, them a deal. Yeah.
But you have to ask what kind of work from what kind of company, because any upstanding business in Jamaica would be like, that is a liability waiting to happen. So
Exactly.
I don't see him getting in. I mean, unless you count like a little wholesaler, like a parking lot, I don't know what better them could have.
No, here's the thing. Not only that.
I think
hold on. Not only that, you know, but you all know, or I don't all know, but I mean, a lot of major businesses in Jamaica are run by, or in some way controlled by homosexuals. So I don't really see where that might be a benefit to them getting a new job or a better job. So
yeah. Yep. As in, like when I heard that line of logic,
Wait,
I was like,
you're breaking up, Matthew.
as in when I heard that line of logic, I was like, Jano, like I couldn't believe, like I was like how would that make
you break
sense, isn't it?
for what makes sense?
Is it a point? No, he make the point that it would get a better work. But I'm raising a point that, can you say that is a certain demographic in Jamaica that is still homophobic to the point of violence versus somebody? I mean, just put it simply, like, you don't want to say that uneducated, but at the same time, this is a certain demographic. No, like I said, I'm not saying uneducated. I'm not. I'm just saying that there is a certain demographic that would be homophobic to the point of violence. Not to say that you won't have other people that are homophobic, but they won't be going to the point of stoning somebody or X, Y, Z. But the same point that has just made, that a lot of like uptown corporate, exactly. That's the point I'm trying to make. Corporate Jamaica is run and filled with homosexuals, so kind of like the majority of people that are willing to go that far are kind of outside that realm. I'm asking, you know, I'm not necessarily.
No, as in, well, no, I doubt it, because there's educated, ignorant people. There, you know, I mean,
That's true.
Like, yeah, it's not one set of people violent. It's not one class of people violent. I mean, I'm sure there are people in power in high positions who just as ignorant and just as violent and just, you know, as stupid. Like, yeah. I remember this quote, and especially in crowds too. I remember this quote that was saying that, like somebody was talking about the goodness of mankind, and like they were talking about mankind is understanding and considerate. And somebody was saying, no, a person is understanding and considerate. People are ignorant and easy to yeah. Once you get a group of people in a thing, you have people who just completely change. I mean, you could have the most considerate person in the world and then catch them in the right group, in the right situation against the right person, and you see me? It's just all out.
And that's all what mob things happen.
Yeah.
Because it's just the heat of the moment, and everybody just want, you know, get them own little in, and everybody's under this big pressure. It's like almost a giant peer pressure.
Yeah.
It's like a huge peer
you know, so I don't think all homophobic people in Jamaica genuinely are homophobic. I think it's when the group mentality come into play.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like it's and then not only that, but it's more of a situation where people kind of lose sight of even any kind of thoughts. You know, like everything just happens so rushed. Like you know, you just hear everybody's like you come, and then there's just this whole whole thing that happens, and then people end up doing things and probably never even want to, or then probably. Yeah. When they look back in it, probably that was kind of probably could have got
the same thing with the Hobson, the same interview with Hobson. He was talking about crowds like at shows. Him say whenever I'm going to a stage show, like him said to himself, alright, this is not real what's about to happen. This is just a performance, you see me? So let me just keep as much of my dignity intact as possible. And him say it's a regular thing for like even these girls that you see at shows. Like when you look at them, don't think of them as them normal selves, because they're probably a completely different person when they're at home by themselves. When they're in a crowd or that and they're on the stage and whatever, like they do stupid stuff, they just spur the moment. That's why you have girls like taking off their shirts in the middle of shows and stuff. And goodly when them go home, them say, oh gosh, can't believe I did that in front of all those people. And I mean, yeah, I mean, like, not saying that there aren't people who just like do stuff, but like there's some situations where because you're in a group or because something going on and you know you're just around a certain set of people, you do stuff that you would normally do. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe
you know the thing is though. The thing is though.
Wait.
Yeah, man. Continue, sorry.
Yeah, I just say with the whole mob mentality, I mean, there's psychological things to this that you are no longer individual in yourself, you're part of a group. So the blame is not solely on yourself. So, I mean, you can't put it that way. That do things, are more willing to do things in a group because they know that at the end of the day, they can go home and sleep well. Because, well, it's not me gives the final blow.
Yeah, true. Same thing like...
It's not me, you know what I mean? But,
yeah, same thing like if you have an assignment at school, you see me? And you forget to do the assignment and you reach school and you find out, say, boy, nobody not do the assignment, so I know you want to do it. You just breathe a sigh of release because you say, well, at least I know me one, so, you know, I can probably get away with it or whatever. So, I mean...
But you know, one of the funniest things though, like somebody put it up on Facebook and like, I mean, I was thinking it, but I never...
Wait, bring up, Matthew.
I even thought about it that hard until the person really put it together in a certain way. Somebody said something on Facebook a little bit after this whole situation, and like, I was thinking the point, and like I never really thought about it that deeply until the person like put up the point and kind of like, you know, they're saying like, yo, honestly, like we're very conditional, like with this homosexuality thing in Jamaica. It's about Jamaica again because like we talk about we don't support homosexuality, we don't support nothing about homosexuality and really.
Oh, you're breaking up, Matthew.
But yet in Jamaica, with this culture of this like this fresh, in Jamaica, we have this culture of like, you know, wanting the fresh brand and the tailored suit and the crisp clothes and thing, and a lot of the designer clothes that we wear is made by homosexuals. You get, and we eat that up like we just eat like with these designer brands, and but we're not support homosexuality, right? And I mean, I think I think Gabriel Betty was making the point, and like honestly, I agree with her because I was like, honestly, if we're going to do this full on homophobia nation, then they buy them clothes, they buy them products. I mean,
as in
Jacobs. You get like it's ridiculous. You can't be conditional about this thing. You get me? If I'm going to this point, and it's probably going to be a hell of a point, but I'm going to say it anyway. If Adolf Hitler like the Jews, then honestly, I don't think he would be wearing anything made by Jews. You get me? I don't think he would be, you know, like eating the food of, you know what I mean? Like, you know, like them.
They're racists who rape black women, see?
Alright, that's the thing, which is why I'm that this hate thing just have no place in the world then, you know, because if you can't full on hate.
Yeah, no, as in
probably don't
no, it's not. I don't think is ever. Yeah, it's not a black and white thing. I mean, goodly, you see me. Not for them people who in the crowd, them grow up in a place where them are here. You see me, beer dance or tune and say, yo, if you do this, you're for dead and whatever. Goodly, probably I don't know them parents. Them if parents push, huh? No, as in I just saying it's not a thing where yo, cause alright, look at this, right? In the American media and like in the media all over the world, right?
Yeah.
Like them talk about Jamaica like, oh, this why is Jamaica so homophobic? 50 years ago, you see me? Them did have the buggery law, them did talk about faggot, them did talk about fudge pushers, them are, you see me? You wouldn't have any representation of gay people on television. And as the Western world start going through, you see me, things change. And like it's like they just forget about their past, but as soon as them see something, them just say, "Oh my goodness, I can't believe that this is happening," and whatever. I mean, like, I can understand to an extent, but just like how there was this whole thing about corporal punishment in America, there was a story that came out about this high school girl who apparently in Texas they still have corporal punishment in high schools. Like if a teacher, if a principal decides on it, like that can be a punishment, right? But it has to be your parents have to approve of it for it to happen. Mm-hmm. Basically, this girl got a choice between probation and getting a spanking by a paddling by the principal, and she chose the paddling, and her mother approved of it. But it was the male principal who was spanking her, and apparently they never know that, because apparently it's supposed to be a teacher of the opposite sex supposed to spank, so avoid any kind of sexual. But it happened, and this big, 40-year-old man spanking this, 16-year-old girl who has gone through puberty already with a paddle. And like people in shock, and they're like, "Oh, I can't believe that this is happening," and my God, and bullshit, you see me? Because at the same time, they're talking about the Western world developing and whatever, and you should meet up with it. But like these things written in the law weren't just written by just some old people long ago. This is where you're coming from. You see me? It's not like people like this don't exist anymore. It's not like these things don't happen all over the place. But like a certain sector of people decide that, alright, this is not good anymore, so then push it in the media and whatever. And then when they hear something about it, I mean, like, I'm not saying any of this is right, but at the same time, there should be some amount of realism when you think about these things, alright? Because the world is a messed up place, you see me? Don't be like, "Can't believe you people are so whatever, you people are so this." I'm like, everybody in the world is the same way. It's just who representing who. That's the difference. Because the one sector of people who are homophobic in Jamaica don't represent the whole of Jamaica. I'm sure it's not all Jamaica 24/7 just a go around and I say, "Oh, but you see me?" I'm sure if you go to a airplane, if you go to a airport and you see a guy, with him lover or whatever in the airport, you go say, "Yo, burn out that," and just, you see me, start a mob in the middle of the airport. You see me? I'm sure there are people who are very tolerant, who have homosexual friends, are very cool with it. But because, you see me, it's being pushed in the media that Jamaican people are this way, and it's going on and on and on. It just seems like the whole country is just one big, you see me, hate fest 24/7. That's not the case.
Here's the thing, a lot of it rooted in, alright. I say we can't even give even the fairest opinion sometimes too, because realistically, I mean, other than probably like a 2-3 weeks when you probably go fly over Miami, like we never really live in the next country. You get me? Yeah. Because I'm sure that there are other countries that probably have it even worse with this whole homosexuality.
Exactly.
Because I mean, but here the thing now. You know what I think? One big thing in Jamaica is that it's not that it's just that we learn to be homophobic from young. We learn that it is actually at any given point you are supposed to ensure that you state your allegiance to homophobia, right? Yeah. It's not just homophobia.
Yeah, that's
you're not going to hear Americans. You're not going to hear probably like some Americans or some other places, like as soon as they probably say a line at talk about not really sound too right, I said, "Hula." Like, no, I mean, I'm sure if you went to Saudi Arabia and you were like, "Yo, honestly, still, man, move tight with the money, Like, you're not going to be like, "Oh, no, no, but in Jamaica,
why? You'd have been surprised still, but go on through.
No, as in, I'm guessing, because honestly, still, the way that we're cultured in Jamaica is like this whole idea of like puns and play on words and stuff like that, and it comes through in our music, because I mean, we're very good at that in Jamaica, the whole play on words and stuff. So it's even a part of our dialect, you get me?
Yeah.
Like, just whole multi multiple our language, our multifaceted our language can be, you get me?
Yeah.
So like learn from very young, so like honestly at any given turn you have to stay.
Yeah, and worse,
shot. So wrong.
Yeah. Worse in the dance aspect, them even use it as a way for gold people in for like making noise and thing. You see me, you're DJ, you go up on the stage and you see me, you set sting. All you have to do is turn to the crowd and say, yo, if you not fuck party, put your hand in the blood party or whatever, you see me? And the crowd wail up and whatever because no man no want to say, no wail up at dead and man I look for the man and say, wait, so you do them thing the way him say you do. If you not put your hand in the air, because putting your hand in the air is obviously a sign that you're not whatever they're saying that, you see me? Obviously, putting your hand in the air is that, you see me?
Alright, so hold on.
But,
so,
I mean,
if a listener listening, basically what I'm getting from all the points I'm making is that I feel like it's more the male, Jamaican male that is to be dealing with this, where you constantly have to prove to everybody around you that.
Yes. Not just the Jamaican male, not just the Jamaican male. As a matter of fact,
as opposed to the Jamaican female, or as opposed to males in the entire world?
Oh, no, as opposed to the Jamaican female.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I doubt it is as big a deal if a girl says she's a lesbian. It's not. It's not.
However,
growing up, and it's like as a female growing up, you're like, you can't sit down in your girl lap. And obviously, girls are different and another. But the point is, we are not constantly bombarded by society to keep proving that we're female. Because guess what? At the end of the day, you just wear a little short shorts, a little tank top, and good. But like, it feels like you have to constantly be saying, yeah man, I'm in a game, I'm in this, and you can't say Manchester, you have to say Manchester, you can't say, you can't say the word. Like, just, it's kind of, where does that stem from? The need to constantly be asserting your sexuality at every time.
But you know that females in Jamaica will actually challenge males on it to also,
Yeah, that's
because
it's amazing.
The same way.
Yeah, but it's still the males that are the subject but someday like.
If it was two female, I have never seen two female being dragged and mean.
You're not going to that. You're not going to that.
But it don't even start from such a. I mean, we're talking about it like it's just a hold on, pressure, 24/7 kind of thing. When I don't know how it is for everybody, but like I went to hard boy school and more time it was like it's more like a joke thing. It start out like you see me just you and a bunch of your bridging them or whatever, and then you say some low and then you just kind of joking. They just say, bite, what do you, my youth? Yo, watch yourself, watch yourself, you see me? And it start out from a kind of, I don't know, probably it's just equivalent to like cubs in the woods, play fighting. Because, like in the animal kingdom, growing up, like you even see dogs do it. Dogs play fighting and whatever, and it's just practice for whatever. Maybe it's just a whole thing asserting your male because everybody trying to be the alpha male that protect and provide and whatever and thing. And it start from that place and then it just stem into all out ignorance over the years when it no longer become a playing thing, but it become a reality because for some reason homosexuals are a threat to your ability to, I don't know, raise a family or something. I don't know. But I'm sure there's whole heap of psychological whatever going on.
I think a lot of it is just a certain amount of continuity. Like as in honestly still what we know in this world or in Jamaica, a lot is what we have been socialized and brought up to. You see me? I think one of the biggest things in Jamaica is that in your home, the typical home in Jamaica, your parents will come to you and be like, yo, here's the thing right now, still straight. In a typical Jamaican home, your parents are going to come to you and they're going to make you understand and say, yo, honestly, still in Jamaica, we don't really deal with this homosexual thing. You get me? And I mean, it's a casual thing because they will tell you, say, one thing I remember my mother used to tell me a lot, and other you and me used to par with, them parents used to tell them is that, when we were in prep school, don't make any man come around here and do this or do that or say this or say that to you because, you have some very, very sick men out there and stuff. And I mean, so you grew up kind of doing this whole thing, so boy, this homosexual thing, make it. And then you go to school now, and all the posts them where you see on the wall about not talking to strangers and not like allowing bad places to touch on all them things.
But that confuse homosexuality with pedophilia.
No, Ikem. Let me finish the points first, dog. Just hold on. You get me? Finish the point. Now, me personally, dog, I believe that the way that it is taught in Jamaica, there's not that separation. You get me? In terms of the homosexuality and pedophilia, I don't think the separation is made clear. You get me? Because you realize one of the biggest points that people bring up when I'm talking about this whole homosexual thing is that, me have 2 sons, and I see them things that are going on and don't real about them because suppose them can't have my 2 sons road and rape them. You see me? But when we were growing up, dog, we learned that homosexual man and rape people, dog. That's how we were taught growing up in Jamaica.
True.
I guess I'm sure that's a historical facts too, but I mean, when you're growing up, our teacher or our parents, you get me? Uncle, auntie, them tell you about, homosexual man not gonna rape you. You get me?
Boy, alright, go on, true.
That's how I feel because, dog, as in, you don't grow up knowing about, pedophilia and touch as just this thing where people.
I mean, because I guess is kind of a weird thing. Is a line that blur, not necessarily because we view. I mean, not necessarily because we view like I don't know, a fashionista brother who like a drag queen as a threat, but like most pedophiles, like you don't usually hear of females being pedophiles. So I guess it's just a thing that occur over time where that association is made because, they're pedophiles and most of them are men and them are rape boys and little girls. And I mean, but I don't think it's necessarily a thing where you just say, they don't make the line this clear, and they probably should. But then at the same time, it's kind of difficult when you look at it. I mean, to explain to like a 5-year-old, alright. So there are, I mean, I don't know, maybe it is difficult, maybe it's not. Maybe it's more easy, because I mean, what you said to him, you say, alright, listen, if a man come up to you and or if an adult come up to you and want to touch you in a certain place, maybe we should say adult instead of man, I don't know. Adult come up to you and say, don't touch you in a place, you tell him no, and you call somebody who you know and make sure that, you get away from them or whatever. But if you see 2 men together, I mean, because the whole conversation between the birds and bees, happens at a different time. So it's like for bring that whole stage when your mind is, young and malleable, and you talk about pedophilia, it's kind of difficult to bring up the whole argument of sex with an 8-year-old from I don't know. To me, I just trying to think about how it would have go down.
Why would he say that though? Like, why is, because I don't understand.
No, I'm just saying, because Matthew was saying, bringing up the point about the lines between pedophiles and homosexuals is blurred a lot when you're growing up, because you thought that, if a man come and want to touch you, you should beware him, and then as you grow up, you just have this association with gay men and people just raping people.
As a Jamaican, when did you? Oh, sorry, Kay, I wasn't hearing you. Sorry about that.
Oh no, I was just saying, it just sounds like a level of ignorance that you can't, getting older, you can't comprehend that someone touching me as an 8-year-old is completely different than
You'd think, but I mean, I can completely see how you could grow up and just still associate. I mean, you probably know more, but you still associate it, whether it's like even in the back of your mind or something. But I'm just thinking how you would have prevent that association in the first place.
At what age, Ikem, did you become aware, like consciously aware, that homosexuals were not, as in I'm talking about a Jamaican child, they were not only just not the lowest life forms in this country, you get me, but they were interested in having relationships with other homosexuals, you get me? But honestly, for me, when I was growing up in this country, I was under the impression, you get me, that it was very few of them, and they were going to come and prey on people who were not homosexuals, and it wasn't like they functioned like a relationship between heterosexual people. Their thing was different, and you get messed up. Like for a long time, it's after time as I got older, I started to be like, as in they find other homosexual people and them have them type of relationship. I think in Jamaica, we generally feel like these people are like the lowest, like they're predators, they're promiscuous, and them out and about doing a bag of this and a bag of that, and they can't be trusted, and you carry them in your house and them get rape your children, and you get me? I say like that's why even the common thing in Jamaica for somebody who wants to be like, yo, I do support homosexuality, but I mean I won't kill them. Then we'll be like, yo, honestly, as long as they don't bring them thing around me, it's alright. What does that really mean? You get me?
I think is the whole boy. That's why I'm saying that it's kind of, if we're saying that we need to educate our children so that they can be informed and make wiser decisions, not to judge people from an early age. Because I mean, we're saying that you come to that realization, Matthew, but you see me, you're not the majority of Jamaicans, and even people who you'd think would have known better. I mean, probably mostly you find is people who have access to like cable television and all them people, and like the media. And I mean, I guess it's going to change now since the internet is, everybody have access. But I mean, at the same time, you can't even. What you say?
Because I get the point that everybody making, but one of the other biggest things is that parents. I mean, I can even say as a person who would want to be a parent, I can honestly say that they're afraid of the concept of becoming a homosexual. So you almost don't want to. You want to probably educate them in the fact that you shouldn't hate them, and you shouldn't, but you almost feel reluctant to say that it's all right or it's fine, because you don't want, like, for some reason they think it's okay. Because as a parents generally, I think even generally across the board, even if they say okay, even if they're not homophobic, I say okay, those people are doing that thing and that's their life, that's fine. But I don't want that for my child. Remember we're talking about that same thing with hair. We're saying with hair, like, a parent might like seeing another person's child with locks, but no, not my child. A child can't have locks, or my child can't have natural hair or so. But I mean, I'm saying that is a thing where I can't even admit it, that I would be scared to make it seem that it's okay. Like I'd be fine with making it seem that it's not right to hate them, but I'd be almost reluctant. I'd be reluctant to say that, this is a fact. It's okay for them to be like that, and you should just, like, it's more of a situation where I want to say, it's like, you're not to hate, and you need to not, you need to hate, and you need to not. Yeah. I'm not going to try. I think this is honestly, I'm just speaking honestly. I wouldn't want my child to think that it's fine to be a homosexual, but at the same time, I don't want to make them think that they should hate or disown them or discredit them or kind of, run them. I don't. It's like kind of. Is that?
I mean, I get you, but then even you saying that, people would find that problematic. So they'll say, wait, so it's not fine to be a homosexual?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So what are you trying to say? But then, I mean, I think it's a situation where
if it's
but here's the thing. I mean, as because as I mean, it's also a parent's right to some extent.
Yeah.
They want to expose the child or what they want the child to know. You know, I mean, there will be a time period where you can't really hide nothing from your child. Like,
yeah, I mean, I think raising a child is really your business. Just like, you know, what homosexuals do behind doing the privacy of their own home is their own business. You see me? I think people kind of get involved too much in people's personal lives, when the truth is you can't control everybody. And I don't think you'd ever want to control everybody, because I think the world will just be a boring place. Everybody just subscribe to the same thing. And not even boring in the aspect of, we need entertainment or whatever, but just in the fact that if you have one set of people, if you have one set of train of thought for everything and everybody just agree, then it wouldn't, you're not going to stop anybody from just coming and just controlling everybody and just saying, alright, well, since everybody agreeing on this, just agree with me on this, and then let's just push it for my own selfish purposes in this direction. You see me? So I think everybody needs to have their own free thinking and whatever, and just kind of be respectful of everybody, and just, you see me, just carry your life in a way where you're respectful of everybody, and you think, because I mean, even I saw this thing with there's this gay pride parade, and there was this church who was picketing the gay pride parade, but they weren't picketing with bad things. They were saying that, yo, we're sorry for how the church has treated you, and like they were hugging and bear things, and I was like, yeah, you see me, more stuff like that, you see me, because I mean, even if you don't necessarily agree with what another set of people doing, that don't mean you have to hate them, or, you know,
yeah, because here's my
slander them
here's
name or whatever.
Yeah, as you said, like, it's a situation where you even if you agree with their lifestyle, hatred doesn't, hatred not progressive. You understand? Hatred is something progressive. Hatred won't get you anywhere at all. It will literally just keep you stagnant. And I think I was actually reading Dusty Bookman. He wrote an article about the same situation, and I remember he said, like, the last line of the article said that hatred is outdated. Like, it was basically talking about he as himself coming from a Jamaican background, you know, him come up in this and him come up with this stuff, but he said him living now, he's living in Washington now. Yeah. And so living in Washington kind of.
Might tell you release the man location, so dog. The CIA go swooping and.
He sent the article.
Alright, good.
He did. Yeah, he said that kind of has allowed him to be a little more understanding, I guess, in a way, and, you know, for him to kind of grow to not hate and not to have this hatred, you know, for them. And he basically said, you know, the concept of hatred is outdated, and it's not progressive, and it's not it not helping anything really. It's really not helping any situation. The whole hate.
That's true. I mean,
but when you hatred really all stems down to you having a problem with yourself about something.
Yeah.
Like, so even though hatred to somebody or something that is external, it really has to do with something internal. For you to hate something so much to the point that nobody don't know. You know what I mean? Hatred in terms of this, gay people or even prejudice. You know, for you to hate them so much and you don't know them and them don't know you, but you just go out and want to hurt them physically. Like, to me, it just really makes like it feel like something wrong with you. Like, if I see a man, like, to me, I can say, if I see an Jamaican man beat up a gay man, I going to think that you hiding something. Like, you hiding something so much so that you have to publicly make sure everybody knows that you're against it. That's all I think.
Yeah, as in I really think Jamaica in a lot of ways is almost a little trapped in time too, because I mean, I saw like these old commercials. Like, you ever seen those commercials where they have like these black and white commercials in America where they're like, well, this is your brain and this is your brain on drugs, and or meat Bob, you know, Bob is someone suffering from syphilis, or like there's one where it's like they're like meat some character, like, you know, he's looking at this little boy and he finds him in enticing. He's suffering from a disease. This disease is called homosexuality. And so in America, like, the media was actually portraying
exactly.
this image.
That's why I was saying that for them, for the Western, for America to look upon Jamaica and be like, oh my goodness, I can't. It's kind of hypocritical in a way because they not come from the same exact thing.
However, though, I believe, Ikem, everything is a process because
it is.
They have gotten over that to the point where half of their programming on television actually includes homosexual.
Yeah.
Now, me personally, I think Jamaica is still in that black and white television of Bobby, he is asexual because it's subtle within our society. It's very subtle because you go into different, you go see a poster on a wall in a prep school and you have this ravenous look. They have this man who he might have him red and him a creep around the corner and I look like a boy at him and you see me, he's a homosexual pedophile. Like as in, like you have to be tactful about them things because you see when you grow up. Hello?
Yeah, want you?
Yeah.
Like I think you have to be tactful because not only do we hear it in the home, you see me, because as in a combination, man. Like in Jamaica, your parents tell you straight up, say, yo, we're not deal with it in Jamaica,
yeah.
And you go to them posted up on the wall. You make the connection that these people are the foulest type of human beings in society.
Yeah.
I don't really think that's the kind of association they make in America, honestly.
Yeah, and I think, but I think the difference, because I mean, like, I've been looking at the whole idea of the American media, right? And sometimes people rule about what popular, because basically American media is popular Western media. And like people from outside America ruin about how there's not enough representation of other people outside Americans and white people. But honestly, I can't even blame them because they have to have a target market. It's all about money making, see? Your target audience is the white male. So who are you going to put most in the movies? The white male, because it's the white male going to get the money. You understand? Not saying that's the right thing, but I'm just saying it's understandable. So, like, in Jamaica, it's different because we still subscribing to that, but then at the same time, we still have our things inside and we're still trying to do this whole cultural development and cultural identity and all of that. So then if there's a line that we see this line that we say, all right, we can't support them thing there because that is a white male thing. That is not a black Jamaican thing or whatever. You see me? And we make these associations in our mind. So it's more than just stuck in the 1950s. We're stuck in a different whole geocultural, political thing, and we're coming from. It's a whole, but the world just messed up, dog. The world just messed up. You see me?
Forget like the important with Jamaica, which is the religious aspect. Like even when you look on America, like one of the reasons they were kind of in the way that they were is because Christianity, Judeo-Christianity was more of an influence than it is now. And when you look on Jamaica, Jamaica still has a very Christian influence. Sure. And a lot of people pervert, the whole concept of God saying that, man shall not live with man, of, violence. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that there's also that aspect. So even though you can talk about the Western world in terms of media, etc.,
it's a religious thing.
I think, it's a huge part of it. Even when you really look on the American thing, it's like Christian, like they have made it a point to separate church and state over the years. So the church has fallen by the wayside in how it deals with rules and regulations and laws.
And the ironic thing about all of this, the whole reason why we make this association between the pedophiles and homosexuality, a lot of that have to do with like what went going on in the Roman Catholic Church, the numerous scandals with the priests touching little boys and whatever. Like they've not saying that it's probably originated there, but it definitely pushed it into mainstream media more than anything else. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's part of it.
Wait, you break up, Matthew.
It's a part of it. It's one of the pieces of the puzzle, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely, because just to show you the power of the Roman Catholic Church, see? Them, I mean, even though them have less power now, but there was this, I was watching it on SourceFed, there was this Polish calendar that came out for this coffin company. Like, they make coffins, and they made a calendar with like these sexy girls, like some of them topless and stuff, posing up next to the coffins, and like they're saying that they're trying to just make it more appealing, because they're trying to break away the whole stigma of death from, not death, but religion and death and the coffins. They're trying to break that apart, because they want people to look at it as the coffins as a product, instead of just something that, you know, you put a dead person in at a church or whatever. So, and then the Roman Catholic Church commented on it and said, no, we don't support any of those things. And then what happened when the Roman Catholic Church opened their mouth and said, whole heap of people just hear it, and then the whole world, instead of just a few people in Poland knowing about the calendar, the whole world know about it. You see me? And because the whole world know about it, then it's like more people just get stirred in the pot. So like, it's like people say globalization is both like the best and worst thing to happen to the world. And yes, it's true, because I mean, I'm sure that we wouldn't even be having this conversation if you know, if we weren't open to all these other ideas of sexual expressions and whatever.
True.
But at the same time, you know, we're talking about Jamaica. We need to be a part of the developing world. We can't be left behind in the 1950s with, you know, this misconstrued idea of homosexuals and whatever. So I mean, honestly, I think is more of a situation where individuals have to work on themselves, and it can't just be just teach your kids not to hate homosexuals alone. You have to inform themselves. Them can make wise, you know, decisions, and it have to be the basis of all of that have to be about, you know, I don't want to sound corny, but love. You see me? Love one another and respect everybody, and you see me? I mean, like, you know, people just messed up always. But I just say it goes still.
I love still, as Ikem said. I think is love really, like, that's the only basis for most, like, for fixing most things. Like, people have to approach it with that in mind, that kind of mentality. That, I mean,
yeah.
Otherwise, hatred just get broke. Like, you can't escape that. Hatred just get broke.
You. But yo, you know what grinds my gears? This new Snoop Lion video. Zine, he make the video for the song La 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 La, and it look like a thing from Sesame Street, and him have a pineapple smoking weed for some reason. And obviously Jamaica is a jungle, because the whole thing is set in like this jungle with monkeys and lions and whatever swinging around, and then you have Rasta flag, and then you have a smoking pineapple and all these things messed up. And then, you know, all these kids growing up now, them going to say, oh, this is them idea of reggae. Who is Bob Marley?
And Jamaica.
No, I don't know who Bob Marley is, but you hear that new song by Snoop Lion? You know what I'm saying? It's kind of sad still. I mean, I suppose there are people who go and do them research and find out that, yo, he's not the whole entire representation of the reggae culture and whatever, but still, enough people not. Huh?
Yeah, Diplo is a producer of the entire album.
Diplo need to stop the foolishness.
Like him know, like, I mean, I would think him have a better understanding.
It's a gimmick for make money, you know. That's all it is.
I don't think Diplo is too enthused about it, honestly. Honestly, him not the most verbal about it, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Well, it's probably a money thing. Probably Snoop Dogg just give him one bag of money and just, yo, I want you help me break into this reggae game. And Diplo just say, okay, I like money. I'll take your money. You see me? Fire!
But doesn't it bring up a point that, like, I mean, when I was watching it, the first thing that really comes to my mind is like, when you look on rap, it's like when you reach a certain age, it's like you just can't do the same exact thing you were doing before. Like even when you look on like Radiohead or Sting, Paul McCartney, they're doing same exact kind of music they were doing from when they were 20 odd, but with the rap, like when you reach a certain age, you can't do that anymore. You know what I'm saying? You either switch it up
But
or
who says though?
No, I'm not. I'm just saying how it looks, because look on Snoop Dogg. I'm calling him Snoop Lion for artist. Snoop Dogg talking about how sense what murder was. I don't remember. Death was a life, something like that. That rap song and was whole. You know, money on my mind on the money. In low top driving through California, and now it's like a kid in a bumblebee outfit jumping up and down in the video and all kind of crazy.
Dog, the man just.
I don't think.
Yeah, there are better ways. I mean, I can understand you saying getting old and them need to change up or whatever. But I mean, for like what that rock group name with the makeup, Kiss. For Kiss, that just mean not wearing tight leather pants anymore and wearing, a suit instead. Why Snoop Dogg couldn't just wear a suit? Zine? Why am I for just decide say, yo, alright, I'm gonna make songs about weed, and you know what goes well with weed? Reggae. Yeah, let me just, put on a little rasta time and just kind of slander the name of reggae for, the masses who just, this is going to be the introduction to reggae. Snoop Lion, you know what I'm saying? I just think I just feel like it's just a little cheap gimmick. Like if I felt, and the whole thing with the kids make it feel like him not even taking it seriously. Like if he was saying, alright, I seriously want to do this reggae thing and let me try and, you see me? If it was a video of him walking through the streets of Kingston, singing la 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 la, I would have feel better. But it's a bunch of kids in costumes and a smoking pineapple. A smoking pineapple.
Yeah, it's
take a smoking pineapple.
I feel that maybe it is because I remember he made a statement, but even though the video went over, but he made a statement that he wants to make music that the kids can listen to.
Yeah.
But then I saw the video and I'm like, no, at first when I was watching, I was like, okay, I guess that's he's trying to go for. But when I saw the video, I was like, no, alright, this is just gone. This has gone out completely out, and I don't even know what's happening anymore. But reggae the thing is though, reggae as a even though it had its birthplace in Jamaica. Yeah, you hear me now?
Yeah, man, go on.
Yeah, I'm saying reggae as a genre, even though its birthplace was Jamaica, we can't necessarily say who and who can't do reggae.
Yeah, I know, but it's just, I guess it's just me, but I just feel like it wrong still.
Oh, no, it's not just you, trust me. Actually, it's not just you. But,
boy, mate, I don't know.
Wow.
Like, dog, boy, when I first heard the Snoop Lion thing, I was like, alright. I mean, not too pleased about it, but boy, I guess, the same way like our DJs, like, taking all the different type of music from around the world now, I guess it's the time for it, isn't it? But the video, first and foremost, they're playing into a stereotype, this Jamaican thing, this jungle thing, isn't it? With this wild
That's why people think that we live in a tree, dog.
You see me, and then playing into this next thing now is like reggae music is just like this little whimsical music when I really say nothing. Because some people, they don't really listen the lyrics sometimes in a reggae music, When I'm here, last night I had a dream about Alibaba. Then I think say I tell a little story, and like, it's when them really hear the lyrics and them say, oh, John, this thing dealing with some political issues, but dog, sometimes reggae music kind of get, this yaman thing, like, is this political thing.
Dog, it's just like when, just like we're going at the craft store there and we see them little statue of the big lip black people sit down in a coconut tree and smoke a big spliff, dog. A person come down from you see me, America, and them never see know nothing about Jamaica. Them sit at them by that little tree.
You didn't ask about it, like, why Jamaica?
Huh? Wait, go on.
We're lost to their kid.
She gone?
No, Ikem speaking. I was listening to Ikem.
You weren't saying something?
I was, but then you were talking about buying trinkets and putting in your home. But yeah, I was asking if you never talked to the people them and saying why are they selling things like they're in Jamaica selling that like.
Well, it's all about money, okay. That's what I'm learning, I'm learning it slowly, and it's the horror that I'm beholding. That everything that you can't understand, everything that you can't understand, and you're saying, why would somebody do this?
Yeah.
The reason is money. It's just money and greed. That's all it is.
Cash that like somebody going to walk to the cashier and give the cashier that, and she's going like as a black person going to have that in her hand, saying, "Oh, thanks for shopping."
Boy, money.
Trust me, we've sold worse here.
Yeah, trust me.
I mean, you have people, our generation socialized sell black people.
I really thought when I was young, they had the black dollies, the big lips, and the kaya hair, and I thought we really were past that, because I was really shocked to see it in 2012. I'm not there.
No, we're not past it at all. In fact, it's probably even worse now, because I remember there used to be a time where you had independent, like, craft village people, like, that used to make them own little things, you know what I mean? And, like, you'd have them whole heap in, like, half a tree and thing, and them having a loody board and thing there, and, like, they met them thing there, and then probably, like, on the loody board, then probably, like, put on, like, different Jamaican names, like, different home base, like, Kingston, Uptown, Downtown. And you rarely see them now, you see me? Like, all you really see is stuff what them import from China, where them do these like sculptures in China and Jamaican people smoking weed, and them import them and sell them in the stores, and them sell them in the craft villages in Pringolia and everything.
Blackface Jamaica, don't forget that too.
Blackface. It's like a t-shirt with Jamaica, no problem. It's like a blackface.
Look like some little minstrel dog with some big old bright pink lips and
nose.
And like them have them little, what you call it, bandula nut, and them have the slippers with them big toes stick out, and
it's a mess of dog, and
I say Channel.
But even like they have an ad on TV, like it just like I still can't believe them put that on TV. Like I was watching local TV. I don't know what that is for. All I know is I saw this seemingly dark skinned girl put on even more darker makeup.
Yeah, I saw that thing.
Yeah, and the black
put on blackface, dog.
Where in Jamaica?
Yeah, it's a play. I think it's a play.
Oh, it's an ad for product, and like she's talking to people in the office, and they're talking about the product, and like her teeth blacking out, and she
no. You know what it probably is? Because that girl, that character is a character from a play, a roots play. And I think it's like one of them, like, you have Shibada and like is a recurring character in all these plays.
Okay.
She's like one of those characters. So then probably just say, oh, people like her, so let's use her for our ad to sell our thing, because we, money.
That's just crazy to me. That's just really crazy. Like, I couldn't believe it when I saw it. I'm like, Jamaican people doing this. Don't even get me started. Like, I can tell now that on Constant Spring Road, where the juice beef is, them have a little sticker with a little black face man, like him going to eat a patty. Like I could look thing from 1920s. And I'm just like, I can't believe this is here. And like, the man look like him eating like a patty with him big nose and like a black face. And I mean, just like, this kind of boggles me, because we're our country is majority black people. So how we're allowing this to happen?
Alright, I'm going to play the devil's advocate right about now, Zine. Alright, so let's say that maybe in 2009, blackface isn't as offensive as it was in the 1920s, because there's tons of other different representations of people, of black people in mainstream media today, unlike in the 1920s when blackface and monkeys and whatever were the only representation of black people. So suppose in 2012 a man just want to be different, so him probably never even try to make it look like some blackface, but him just do some whimsical character of some stereotypical black man, and him just come out with something that look like that. Maybe that's the case.
You have to know what's the difference, Ikem. If you come out with a character, here's the thing, a lot of the time when you see those blackface characters today, you look at the characteristics behind the character. So it is fitting exactly what blackface was before. Like look at the blackface structure them.
But is it as offensive in 2012 when there are other better representations of black people in mainstream media?
It is offensive because
it's still offensive. It should be there's better so we can still have it.
No, but here's why it's not. Here's the only reason why it wouldn't be offensive, and that's just out of ignorance. Yeah. That's why somebody wouldn't find it
nobody knows
because you don't know the concept. You don't understand what that's saying. You don't know the concept of blackface. So that's why people would not find it offensive. If you're somebody who has, that's why they say knowledge is pain. If you have somebody who has knowledge of what that represents or what that means, you're gonna say, oh, that Lou, what am I doing for? So it's really a situation of ignorance against knowledge.
Just like
whether somebody knows.
Just like the SS. You know, like that SS from the secret police during World War II.
Nazi.
Yeah, the Nazi. Yeah. Like I remember I saw that logo, and I was like, yo, that logo's so wicked. It's like, it's like two S's, but they're stylized so they look like lightning bolts.
Yeah.
Like I remember before I knew what that was, I just thought it looked so cool. I just thought it was a cool like lightning bolt looking logo thing, and. I mean, maybe it's just that. Maybe, people just don't know what it means, so they're just going to think it look cool, so.
Yeah, it's just ignorant.
But then, playing devil's advocate again, now that it's 2012, and, I mean, we could say obviously it's not connected to racism anymore, if we're just looking at it from, it's possible that it is. But let's give them the benefit of the doubt. That they're not representing racism. Is it that bad to just let it go on, and then probably as time go on and the history fade, that people's perception of it change, and it's no longer an emblem of shame or whatever, but it's just a whimsical cartoon character?
I think that's a slippery slope because I can say the same thing for the word nigga. I mean, I'm tired of people always saying, oh, well, we change the meaning of the word and racist, but it still have a strong connotation to it and ties to slavery. I mean, I don't know of any race calling each other a word that is, derogatory like that. I don't know that. So I think it's a slippery slope for you to say, oh, over time it's going to change and it's going to be acceptable and we can use it for this and race. I think it's just that simple.
And it just goes back to, all this goes back to that same concept of racism will always exist if we teach history, like if we give the history and stuff for racism will exist. But at the same time, if you don't, then racism could just come back up again. So it's kind of this weird paradox. I mean, if we don't educate people about the concept of blackface, if people don't, like let's say it's ignorant, like it's literally ignorant bliss, like you have no idea what this blackface character means. So as say Ikem, it's like this whimsical character, it doesn't really mean anything, it's not harming anything. But then at the same time, somebody could take it upon themselves to say that, oh, this is probably like the definition of what generally black people are, and that they're discounted as whimsical creatures, and they just start again. So it's kind of it's strange because it's really out of ignorance why people find it offensive.
But alright, look at this.
Because if I wouldn't find it offensive.
Look at this. Alright.
Honestly,
free the whole
and realize too. Anyway,
That's it. Pre the whole idea of the redneck zine. Mm-hmm. Somebody say redneck, and you're going to think some pale, probably red-haired, skinny white guy with a big Adam's apple in some overalls, and him, probably might wear, some slippers or something with him big toe stick out, and him have a stick with a handkerchief tied up with a little bungle. Mm-hmm. Or something. You see me? How you think white people who live in the South feel offended by that representation? That is so prevalent in mainstream media?
They would.
I think that some would and some wouldn't, but at the same time, again, that's tricky because representation is not stem from, them going through a period in their culture in which they had all rights stripped from them, and you know what I mean? Like, so it just kind of ties back to where it all comes from. You know what I mean? Blackface came from white people dressing up and making fun of black people, and them talking about how it is watermelon and chicken and, whole and nap on the porch. You know what I mean? So it's really about where it stems from versus just a stereotype that a group of people may not like.
Yeah, true.
So that's what I think.
True. Well, boy. What was the last thing that we're saying we weren't talking about? Homophobia, Snoop Dogg.
The portrayal of Jamaican people through the Snoop Lion video, like.
Yeah. But I said a third thing that was really silly.
Wait, I don't remember what you said.
It was kind of strange. I don't remember.
Yeah. I don't want to say it and then I don't deliver,
Sorry, I don't know what's up for the Sorrel thing, I don't know if I say, it's good for your prostate still, isn't it?
What?
Good for your prostate.
What are you talking about?
Sorrel. Ikem says Sorrel.
Oh, Sorrel. Oh, yeah. Sorrel, yeah. No, as in Sorrel in September. I was like, the hurricane strike, you see me, and I come home and light never come back yet, and we had this igloo full of ice, and there was a jug of Sorrel in there, because apparently the Sorrel was being frozen from last year, and my mother just make Sorrel because Sorrel ferments. It doesn't go bad if it's not kept, in cold temperatures. So I found that interesting. I was like, oh, Sorrel in September, huh? We fancy, huh? Fancy.
Okay, that was wild.
Yeah, that was a strange one. Our first here on the Sad Individuals podcast, Sorrel and fanciness. So guys, it was a good talk.
Yeah, man. So
until next time, this is the Sad Individuals podcast. We're here with Ikem Smith, aka Mikey Tumbleweed, aka what's on my birth certificate, Ikem Smith. That's how you pronounce it. And we have Matty McCarthy. We have the legend Taj Francis, and the beautiful Kay Levine. And until next time, boom bam.
Skim.